All right. We're running on. I still got to watch out for that delay on for 5 seconds. Anyway, we're back. Ah, great to be back. Honestly, when I was when I was off, I had some ice cream. Actually, had a late meal, and then I was like, you know what? Normally, you go on the computer, and you're just thinking to yourself, wow, it's like, well, what's going on? What's going on? What has everyone else been doing? But now I was just like, well, once I'm back, you just turn the stream back on. And, oh, well, that's out of the bag. Oh well, book's open. So, yeah, I'm just ready to get back into it here. Here we are, back from last time. Here's Pete from last time. All right. So I have at least till 8 o'clock. So I have at least 5 hours to run through as much as I can. So we're still on hands, which is nice. We did standard affair hands, and then we did fists.
Portion guide.
So I'm just ready to keep going. We're gonna just go. Okay. As I mentioned before, I was trying to find ways to make this more impactful.
Shape. So what I'm doing here is I'm just drawing a little thin rectangle somewhere here, and I'm only.
Aha. That's why. But to do something, find a way to make this more impactful, because sometimes it might not be as enjoyable to just go watching the whole thing, bit by bit, having it pause because I need it paused, and then we just go through it. So again, we're still thinking about it. We're still making moves on that, and adjusting accordingly. So hopefully, all of this can just, excuse me, all of this can just, just be something that you want to experience, and that's kind of what this is. Like right now, honestly, to be completely selfish, like this is for me. Like I need to do this. This has to happen in order for my dream to come true and to do whatever I have to do. That's that. And I'd love to have you for the ride. Okay, so we actually, you can actually see right here, we already have hands. I absolutely butchered this hand. I don't even know what that is. I need to like get another hamburger helper here going. But yeah, this is other fist. This is a bit more like geometric. I was falling a bit like, oh, is the fist really like that? I mean, it's the thumb, so you can actually do something like this. Do that. We're already on brush, but we can do, like it's a thumb, so the nail pretty much comes like that. Come back, and then, just like this. And it's not a bad thumb. Not a bad thumb. I'll keep it. I like it. Could it be better? Yeah, sure, could. Be like that. But yeah, no. Initially, my first hands were on a separate sheet because somehow, somewhere, it actually affected the paper. So I can't even erase anything because the existence of the entire canvas is in jeopardy. So instead of that, in my infinite wisdom, I decided to just do layer, and just start a new one because that's very easy. So yeah, now it's time to get this done. So I draw hands, easy step by step. And this is our third one. This was made, instead of 7 years ago, this was made 3 years ago. So we get to see what he's been up to.
Using a ruler guiding this in so it shows up nice and clearly for you guys, but I just want to talk about the relationship of the fingers to the main mass of hand. And I'm imagining this rectangular shape is two almost squares. They're still a little bit taller than they are wide, sitting on top of each other, very roughly halfway. Now, this is going to be our area for our finger tubes, and this is going to be our area for the main hand paddle. I'm using the Latin terms. Also, there's going to be the thumb flap, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. The main thing I do when I'm drawing hands is firstly, think about the main paddle center area And it's going to be a slight rectangle shape, just a little bit taller than it is wide. But also, I'm actually going to turn it into a bit of a polygon by going just to the right-hand side of middle. And I'm just going to actually give this a line which goes up here and creates an uneven pentagon. And I'm going to be very rough and very kind of heavy with my line work here, so do forgive me.
Right, so this is actually what he's been showing before. He's just
give it a bit of a pentagonal shape. And I can start
showing
to
a different way of teaching
maybe
it.
We're going to come in a little bit here, just in a little bit here, just shaving off the edges towards the bottom.
Yeah.
And in a very similar way, when you line up your fingers close together, they're not perfectly going forward, but also coming
just
in
like
a little bit.
this.
So I'm going to give myself another guideline. It just slightly tapers in here. And
Instead of having the guidelines
not
over
too much,
here,
but just a little bit. We've
right
talked about
there.
this before in our How to Draw Fists video, which is probably linked up on
So,
screen right now as well. Now,
in
that's
this case, he's
basically
having
what I
it
like to do
instead
is
of
with our
finger
bottom area
splayed,
down
he's
here,
having
I
it
go
out
just below
inside butt.
halfway down here and do another triangle, not too deep, but just sweeps off to a point below the halfway section and then comes right back around and in. And I'm working with a lot of straight lines right now just to give you guys an idea of a form that I tend to have in my mind when we're doing this. And then later on, I tend to then start to firm things up or start to decide where we've got sharper and smoother curves, but we're going to get to that. Now, I'm just going to make sure that this hand is attached to a wrist. So I'm just imagining a wrist shape shooting off to the side. We're going to cut it off right about there.
We can get rid of that, so we're no longer seeing it.
You kind of are going to be able to connect them to arms much more easily when you do more full characters later. And then we're going to talk about this little flow, this line here. And the reason I've given it that bump towards the middle is it's very loosely following the lines of the knuckles. Here's our main swearing finger in the middle there, a pointing finger on the right and so on. But this shape, I'm actually going to really accentuate the depth of that angle when we go to the top. Now, this other rectangle helps me understand very loosely that the longest finger is probably going to reach about this point. Roughly the same distance between here to here as we've got from here to here, very conveniently.
Okay, so I really don't know how to draw shapes on here. Let's take a look. I know
over on this side here, right down there.
Ruler, I guess we can like
very loosely gives us the overall silhouette and form, even though it's just a flipper at the moment of the hand itself.
Figure that out, but
the thumb area, I like to just pop up just about
no, thank you.
The first part of the joint, and again, always reference your own hand if you can. Take loads of photographs of your hand in different positions. Be your own kind of reference pack. It's really helpful. And then I'm just going to pop a line across here. Here's our first joint area, and then the inside of the thumb, I tend to curve it out a bit concave, and then the back end a bit convex, and I make sure that that finishes just up here at the most. I'm just going to come up here and sweep out, just like this, flatten a little bit at the end, sweep back just for now. Just like that, and then with our fingers in the middle, there's another thing we can keep an eye on. This area here from our knuckles that goes up to the tips is going to be divided into 3 sections where you've got the 3 parts of your fingers curling around and doing stuff. But this lower section goes almost halfway up the finger, and then these 2 are smaller and smaller. So I'm going to go almost halfway up the main middle gap, and I'm going to just put in this very light line again. Now we aren't actually bending these fingers, so we don't need to worry too much. But it's always a good idea to know where these joints are loosely going to be, and halfway again, still with the middle part being a little bit longer than the end part. Just like so. And then now we can divide up to the fingers themselves. So what I like to do is basically just go halfway across our hand area here, and then I'm going to be a bit more generous for these 2 fingers than I am for these 2. So I'm going to go halfway, just plus a little bit as well. And if I bring a line that goes relatively straight up here, just like this, I basically split the hand into 2 groups of 2 fingers, and as long as I'm making sure that I'm tapering these lines ever so slightly in as I go up, we can split them again. So let's split off the ring finger from the pinky finger very loosely over here, and now we can split off the swearing finger from the pointing finger very lightly over here. So these are just some very basic construction shapes, but this is giving me a bit of a guideline for the hand overall and helping me understand the relationship of the different bits of these hands. Right across here, we've got all of our knuckle joints and so on, but I just want to show you what I like to do. Instead of curving over here to show these joints or describe this as a bit of a cylinder, I like to kind of use some slightly sharper lines because it forces me to get some energy and angles into the fingers early on, and then I can decide to bring it back later. And all I'm talking about here is really just going up in these loose areas and very lightly, I just kind of triangle these off, just a little bit here, a little bit there, and this just helps guide my decision making later if I start to actually do other things with the hands, but it also forces me just to really start to break down these shapes as well. This one's a little bit uneven, excuse me, let me just come back up here. And also we're going to get some tips of fingers in. So I'm just going to very firmly just put in some relatively hard edges there to get the tip of this finger going. And then much further down on this side, let's just use that guideline at the top. Remember, this is a guide for us. We can work beyond it or through it if we want to. The ring finger is about as long as the pointing finger. It's just a little bit weaker. Let's sweep that in. And I'm trying to sweep some relatively firm lines because it's the hesitancy and uncertainty on your lines, which is part of why drawing hands can be a bit of a nightmare and they can look a bit rubbish. So again, I'm just going to start off with the pinky right up here. And this one, I'm going to sweep this in and really cut in here to make this much thinner. And just bring that in. So I've got my guideline here, but I've decided to come all the way in on that side. And also, you'll notice here that there's almost a little bit of webbing between your fingers. The underside of your hand is nice and flat and clear, but just here you can see that it actually all reaches back. And what I just like to do to help keep that in mind is I just describe the fingers as going up the surface curve here, just like so, over to the back of the hand, and that kind of indicates where we've got our knuckle joints, and then everything is in terms of the bone structure leading back in towards the wrist. But there we've got a very basic idea of how I break down some hand shapes, and what we're going to do now is actually use that to have some very common hand shapes, especially when you're drawing your own characters and they're just standing there, very common hands that we can start to stick on the arms for poses you probably already have. So now this time without the guidelines, we're going to start to use some of these building blocks again. I'm going to have a hand which is just like this, laid out and open. I'm just getting a bloody good look at mine right now, and then I'm going to map that out roughly down here. So let's say that we've got the bottom part of the hand about here. I like to start from where it meets into the arm, so I'm just going to make an arm disappear somewhere off there. And again, I'm going to be as quick as possible, which means it's probably going to be a bit rough, but this is just to keep the time of the video down for you guys to follow along at home. And then again, I'm just going to get almost filling in a square space, but just a touch longer. Here's our main central paddle of the hand before we go into the tubular pointy bits. Again, using the best Latin equivalent. You don't need to know all the technical terms, because I certainly don't. So then I'm just going to bring it up a little bit here, down a little bit here towards the smaller fingers, and then we're going to map that thumb shape. So I'm going to go more than halfway up this edge to around about here, and about halfway into here, and give us a nice generous bit of thumb muscle just inside of there. And we've got all sorts of lines and wrinkles and lifelines of bits inside the palm of our hand. When you're doing even basic hand, it's good to get maybe this line in to a certain degree, maybe even this one as well, just to show we're looking at the inside part of the hand. But then again, I'm just going to sweep out a triangle to around about here. That's going to be our paddle area, just like so. And then I can come up a little bit with the thumb, relatively nice and thick, to around about there. And again, I'm going to sweep out for the back side of the thumb over where the nail is, and curve a lot more back in for the inside end of the thumb. And then if I'm going to have the finger splayed, I still know that this distance is going to be vaguely the limit of our lead finger distance around about here. And I'm just going to follow this kind of action, but now really splay it out from what we've already got going on in the hand. So I might have the pointing finger coming up to about here. Then we've got the swearing finger in the middle over there, coming out, following this plane down to the other finger, and then right down to the little finger, might just be coming somewhere further in here. And then I'm going to start to join them up again. Now, firstly, some very simple guiding tube lines. One here, just up there, and then back to around about here. I'm going to give myself a gap before I then do the next one, sweeping up here, just like so. Then a gap again as we go over to this guy, sweep over here, follow that way in, tapering ever so slightly, and then a small gap again as we get to our little finger around about there. And now I'm just going to use this kind of similar shape feeling to help work my way up each of these fingers. I'm going to just sweep up here, almost halfway, and just start to get this little kind of point in to show here's a bit of surface area, here's a bit of separation in the structure of each one, and each time I'm sectioning this off so that each finger is a little bit shorter, or each finger section is a bit shorter than the one before it. And then here going almost halfway up, sweeping out a generous portion, and then up again, let's come back and in, and then up again once more to curve off. And I'm using relatively firm straight lines when I say curve things off to keep that energy for the moment as I describe this hand, doing the same up this finger as well. 1, 2, and 3. And I do actually tend to keep things very sketchy and loose like this when I'm doing hands because I do struggle with them, and I find it easier to work them on top a little bit later. But keeping this looser energy and keeping yourself loosened up when you're trying to get these forms is going to be massively helpful as well. Don't be too tight. This is very useful to guide, but you're going to want to just really observe and sketch and observe and sketch. And then let's do the little finger. 1. I'm going to go a little bit flatter here. 2. Here we go. Just give that some more point. And then 3. Our little finger off there. But I'm not going to make these fingers appear to roll over the top area of the hand like we've got the knuckle area here, because we're looking on the inside edge. The only other line would be another line that starts from about the second finger here, and also just kind of sweeps across the palm, but I would make that the lightest line out of all three if I'm trying to describe what's going on the inside. But I would also just bring the muscle of that thumb just down in, and create a little bit of a divot of a shape here as well, and let the hand come on the outside now of this guide. We've got a bit more mass that usually sweeps up around about there, like so. So next up, let's have a look at a hand, maybe side on in a bit of a spear technique, because this also has thickness. So let's have a wrist that comes maybe off of here. I'm going to give myself a through line for just hopefully guiding the arm all the way down to the point of the fingers, something like so. And then let's make part of this a wrist, round about here. I'm going to be as rough as ever, so let's stop here, just like so. This is me cutting off the arm at the end. And then again, okay, if I'm going to have this part sweeping all the way down to around about here, let's say, and that's going to be the main mass of the side of the palm of the hand, that distance, again, is going to help me dictate the fingers are probably going to work all the way over to there. Now, for the back of the fingers, for a good spear, I'm actually just going to drop the line down a little bit before I then sweep it along. And again, must apologize for being so rough. Let's go down here, sweep along there, and then I'm just going to now go 1, 2, 3, and I'm using these angled lines to really give the feeling of these digits having these sections and going into a point. So here's our knuckle area just over here. And then we've got loads of other stuff going on as well, because we've got the thumb, which is going to be around about here. This is halfway down the hand area, just past halfway point, just like we've got here. And there's a whole massive muscle, which is working up and then back around down to where the wrist actually meets in. So I would actually describe this all as a lot of kind of curving muscular shapes. But again, I'm just sweeping in with some firmer, sharper lines firstly, just to really kind of accentuate a lot of this. And then we've got the thumb, the first area of the joint goes to about here, relatively nice and thick. And then the tip of the thumb, the last part, goes right up into the first section of our finger, around about here, just like so. And then you can imagine that, the nail would be somewhere around about here if we're going to start putting them in, but let's keep it as simple as possible for now. Then we've probably got some wrist joint area here. I'm probably going to bring that wrist closer to this size, coming off there. I'm just going to erase this line there because it's a little too thick, but there we've got a little bit of a side-on look as well. So when you've got your character standing up and the hands just resting down by their side, it's going to look a bit like this way, but it's going to be a lot more relaxed. So let's take a look at this. We've got the arm just coming down here. So again, I'm just going to come down here a little bit for the arm leading into the wrist. Let's cut it off around about here. I'm trying to work out how I'm going to fit all of our hands into the page space as well. And then I'm going to do a similar thing that I did here, starting over here. I'm going to actually go out a little bit because when the hand's not making a spear shape really locked and rigid, it's a bit more relaxed. It's going to curve around a little bit. So I'm just going to let this sweep out a bit more to something like this. And then let's stop about here. And then this distance again is going to be round about to where the fingers start to trail off. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit because those fingers will curve. And I'm going to just imagine the thumb area as well. So let's go just past halfway once more. Very similar to this. We've got a load of mass for the thumb here, but it's going to be a bit more opened out and natural. So this kind of area that's projecting out towards us for the thumb is going to come much further out here before it starts to just come down here. Then let's sweep that back in there. And we're going to have this area here, this kind of curving shape gap there. I know it's not quite in focus, which is going to just be this line here, just sweeping in, showing a gap between the thumb and the fingers. And then we can come down now with that thumb joint and just bring that nice and gently, and maybe a little bit of a firmer line on this edge. I'm not going to go full concave because it's a relatively side-on thumb, but I'll still take maybe a bit of an opportunity to bring the curve in on the inside edge, just like so. And then as we work down the fingers, I'm actually going to imagine tracking from the back, as in the top edge of the fingers is usually an area or a side where I imagine this to be straight lined if I'm simplifying, whereas the inside edge of the fingers is where I've got all these pads where I start to think of these as curves. So I'm still going to just straight line relatively down here for just almost halfway, then another straight line joint in about there, and then let's start to curve that in for the finger. And then again, I'm going to use these kind of trapezoid shapes to just bring these sections back, which basically means let's have a line that comes here, and I'm just going to go 1, bring that line in at an angle, 2, start to section that off, and 3, let's curl around for the tip of the finger, just like so. And maybe even then the second finger is going to go just past there. We'll see just a tiny little bit of the same situation just happening up on the inside of the hand there. Then we've got the third finger doing another thing again, barely separated out. And then maybe the pinky's just going to be in a little bit more. So I'm going to go a bit further up here, work my way back up this time, just to go 1, 2, 3, and then just show the inside edge of the hand coming up in there as well. In fact, let me just bring that inside edge just up a little bit more further, because this hand is not just flat, it's relatively convex. It's working round as the hand is fairly casually just hanging down. And that just allows me now to come back up to this thumb line where I'm using these hard angles. I'm just going to bring that off into a bit more of a curve. Imagine how it just meets the joint of the wrist area up here. And then we've got the hanging hand. And again, we will pop over this and start to redo these shapes in just a moment. And then now let's have something a bit more dynamic. Let's have a hand that's coming out towards us, still using these particular pentagonal base shapes. So if we've got a hand that's reaching towards us, I'm going to start roughly at the bottom again. round about by the wrist, and I'm still using this kind of pentagon feeling, but I'm squeezing it down because of the foreshortening as it leans over towards us. So I'm going to go maybe up along this edge, just like so, out a little bit here. I hope I'm giving myself enough space. And then much further down around about here. Let's sweep that in. It's coming towards us, so it's looking a lot wider across this top area than it is at the base, just to really kind of give us that feeling of kind of depth and reach. And the first thing I'm going to do is get that thumb muscular area back in. So starting a little bit above the halfway point, working my way around, even though it's much more shallow, towards the middle, just like so, using some relatively straight lines, even though I'm describing a lot of muscular natural curves, just to get these shapes nicely defined in. And this thumb is going to be reaching out and around. The actual muscular area is probably going right down and around here. Then the rest of the hand is up on this side, and then we've got a kind of lifeline a bit that's going down and around there, using this to describe a slightly concave feeling inside the hand itself. And then I can just start to think, right, our thumb is going to be going right out over in this direction. And then we're going to have the lead finger probably reaching right up here. Not too tall because it's foreshortened towards us. And again, I'm thinking about this line, and I'm trying to give myself a very loose idea of where these fingers might travel out and around. So I'm going to sweep around here, and I'm going to just come in relatively shallow and all the way down here. I'm imagining that even if the hand is splayed out, there's an entire web of material between it. And just trying to think about where that space is going to be occupied, and just use that as a bit of a guide again. So I'm going to be thinking once more about some very similar tubes. Because we're looking down over this cylindrical shape, we're going to see a lot of that coming in here and then going up to the top. So I'm going to do one here, and again, these are our loose guides. Another one with a bit of gap between the fingers when they're splayed apart, around about here, which I'm going to take up to this point, like so. Another one coming in a bit more directly towards us now, around about here. So this is going to be a lot shorter, just like so. And then I'm going to have the little finger drop right down, almost to the same level as the thumb, in fact. So let's go right in. Now I've got this guide, but I'm choosing to bring this in a lot further down here. And then with the thumb, I'm still thinking, right, the first part of that joint is coming out around about there. And then the second part, we're going to see the most of, something like so, reaching out like this. And now I'm going to come back up and just start to use those kind of angular shapes to separate things off. But this time, I'm going to start with the tips of the fingers because they're much closer towards us, and then work my way back towards the center of the hand. Much like if you want to draw somebody who's punching right towards a camera or kicking towards you, the viewer, you start off with the nearest part and work that limb back towards the main body and torso. Same with the fingers. Keep the foreshortened closest bit placed and then map it backwards. So let's get this thumb shape in. 1, 2, 3. There should be some nice curves, but I'm still trying to think angular. So if I can do this, let's bring this back with a nice point. Let's do the same for the next part of the thumb. Just like so, really give that some hard edge shape, just so that I can get my head around all of these forms. And I'm going to curve these fingers. I'm going to curve up in here. I'm imagining that we're seeing the straighter back edge a little bit more down this side, and the softer curved parts hooking up and around here. So I'm going to have our finger starting around about here, and now it's the end finger, which is going to be taking up a large amount of space, just like so, because it's foreshortened towards us. The other sections are going to be diminishing with a bit of a hooking action there, and another one there as it meets into the hand. Just like so, straighter lines on this side, more curves there, and then we've got this area across the palm, and then similar thing here. Let's have this coming down on this side, really nice and foreshortened, so I'm just really turning this into a shape that's stacking straight down there, and then we're getting relatively wide as well with this kind of feeling of that foreshortening going down to the hand, just like this, and just like that, get that perspective really kicking off. And again, that's really kind of squeezing that curve all the way around there. This finger, actually, this firmer edge is going to come on this side now, because this one's reaching a bit more out, but it's right towards us, so I'm really just going to fill most of this space with the tip of this finger coming out here, and then a large part of the remainder is the second section, and then where it just meets into the hand, that final part there. And then for the final part of the finger, this one, I'm just going to keep this a little bit longer because this one's coming out at a bit more of an angle for the pinky, bringing it back again with just these lines which give that feeling of a three-dimensional surface that's going away from us, and that's kind of going to meet into the hand, but it's also folding down, so it kind of just comes in around about there. And then we've got the front part of the palm. I'm just mapping that up and into each section there, and then the rest of the back of the hand up here, just showing that there's that thickness to the hand itself, and then just coming back down here, and I'm just going to give the hand a bit of muscle on the back side as well as the part of the thumb that's reaching up here, like so. Bring that line a little bit firmer as it comes back up and in there. But there we go already. We've basically got this vague hand shape that's already kind of reaching forward towards us as well. We've got our lifeline kind of squeezed in there. We can get the other bit just traveling in very lightly in here as well, if you'd like it to. And we could use all sorts of techniques like shading and so on to really give it that feeling of pushing forward. So I've given us just enough space, I've worked this out, to have one more hand going. And again, I'm trying to think of some very common hand shapes for you guys to start off with. And another one is that if you're drawing a lot of luxurious anime ladies, you might want to get the hand in shot, but it might just be a waist up shot, the head and chest area. So a good one is to have the hand reaching back and touching the collarbone, touching the top of the boob, touching the cheek. This whole kind of, oh my, I do declare kind of hand that just comes back in repose. So let's take a look at one of those. Let's go here where I'm starting again with the wrist. We're always growing out our hands unless we're doing something extreme like this from the wrist outwards. So let's just go here and just cut the arm off around about here, just like this. Lovely. And then now I'm just going to have this hand going off in this direction. And again, I'm still doing the same thing. Even though we're a little bit collapsed and looking a little bit over to the side, I'm still thinking of this slight pentagonal shape. Let's say it does that before it comes all the way back down here. We're looking a little bit side on. It's going to have some thickness, but I'm not going to stress too much. When we end up doing these organic shapes, it's the shading and other things that really tends to define that in just a bit. But I'm going to tuck this back in just over the shape of the wrist a little bit as the arm comes down there. And again, just think about some lengths of things. This distance is going to be vaguely this distance. And I'm just dropping from this point already, imagining where that's going to be, and just thinking about that web out of fingers again. So we're going to have maybe the lead finger just going off to about there. Just again turning it into another flipper for the moment, a big paddle, the smaller finger trailing off to around about there. And what you often get in a lot of anime hand poses and so on, and it just looks very nice generally, is the middle two fingers to be together with the first and little finger separated out. It gives the hand a kind of relaxed, natural feeling and keeps it just a bit more of an interesting series of shapes compared to 4 splayed out fingers. Now in this instance, the thumb is on the other side. It's lost behind everything that we're already drawing, so great, we don't have to worry about that. Let's get those fingers in. I'm going to start off with what we're probably not going to see. I'm going to start off with the far finger and then work my way back towards. So there's a lot of foreshortening happening on this one. It's disappearing just off to around about there. It's really not going far. The second one is a bit more side on, so I'm going to let us get a tube guide in that goes all the way around to about there. And then the third finger right next to it, being kind of companion guide finger, a slightly tapering tube shape is going to be about here, and then a bit of a gap when we've got the hand splayed a bit more open. A little finger, just a tube shape is going off there, doing its own thing as well. And then again, just kind of turning that into some forms of some shape. I'm using some straight firm lines to hook around the back parts here, just like this, and then just like that, and then to the end, and then just giving it some bump for the underside, and then a very similar thing. As I reach up here, I'm thinking, right, we're going over the center knuckle now, so I might want to get some line there that just indicates that bump and that shape. Remember, it's all going over these knuckle joints and sweeping all the way back in to the base of the hand. I'm just going to rotate this a bit to make it a bit easier for me, and then I'm just going to go in and think, right, let's go here, get that shape up there, and again, imagining this line that follows all the way around through everything. Let's get one section, the next, and the final part, and then same up here, but a bit further down, one section, the next, the final part, and then with a little finger as well, just a little something there, here and here. And of course, again, these are the bits that you don't have to worry about. You don't need to separate this out and draw this in, but just thinking about where these areas are going to be is going to help you decide later on if you want to start bending these fingers or doing anything else of interest as well. Let's just get that joint in there. Let's just erase a little bit of a wrist just up there. And what I'm going to do now, guys, is now that we've got all these basic building blocks out of the way, I'm just going to go back around this once, firm up some of the silhouettes of this, and just firm up where I've got different edges and curves going on to kind of make these look from building blocks to a bit more like organic hands. And I'll see you in a sec. Hey there guys, and welcome back. So yeah, hopefully this gives you a bit of an idea of how we can start simplifying hands to make them a little bit more approachable for our own illustrations. And if it helps you at all, I will be scanning this in and adding it to the tutorials reference pack along with all the other sets which you can grab for just $1 on Patreon. Links of course below. So let's take a quick look. As you can see, we've got the distance between the knuckle and the wrist roughly the same as the distance between the end and the tip of the longest finger of the hand. That's a good bit of measuring for us already. And we've broken this down into a roughly pentagonal shape with an extra triangle off the side which gives us this thumb. We can certainly sweep this more into a curve, but just for the sake of keeping things very simple and not worrying too much about the details of the hand, I like to work in a lot of quick, swift, and hopefully confidently appearing gestures and lines to put all of this together. When it comes to the side of the hand, whether it's in a knife edge or just hanging down, we've got the extra muscle area of the thumb, and from the side it can just hang out a little bit lower. Remember, of course, the thumb of your hand can go all the way out and then hook all the way around and in. It's opposable. That's like a big deal for us people. And then when it comes to a splayed open hand, remember to have a little bit of a gap starting to appear between the fingers. Keep referencing your own hands. Look at loads of pictures of hands. Build up your library. Keep doing this as much as possible. It's a really good habit. And then, of course, you can get a little bit dramatic, still using this basic thinking. We've got still sitting inside here our pentagon kind of shape that's obviously a little bit shorter up on this lead side. It goes a little bit longer down here. The hand is still getting built around that form with the muscle of the thumb. And really, we've got three main zones every time. We've got the main area of the hand. We've got the fingers, which might be splayed out. So try to think about that curve to get all the tips aligned. And we might have them all in together. So just think about how they kind of go in a little bit and taper. But as well as that main area in the fingers, also you've just got that big curving area for the thumb muscle out on the side as well. If you just break it down into those three main sections, hopefully you're going to find it's going to make your life much easier. So no excuses, guys. No more hiding the hands of your anime and manga characters. And of course, a great big shout out to the January patrons, including Isn't It Romantic, Sano Black, Silent Lumberjack, Mumbles45, Dan, Nathan, Jai, Traylon B, Mike T, and Homongchi L. Thank you very much, everybody, for all of your support on Patreon, even just buying the basic reference pack for just $1. It is in fact the only reason I'm able to keep making free tutorials on YouTube, because I don't want you guys to have to pay for this. I just really want you to pick up a pencil and give drawing a try. But of course, that's a terrible business model. So thank you so much again to the patrons for making it possible. As for the rest of you, thank you very much for clicking that subscribe button. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comments for the next video, and I'll see you next time. Take care.
Right.
Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back again to my room. It's time for another drawing tutorial. This time, we're going to...
Okay, So yeah, we're gonna have to, we gotta keep going. We gotta keep moving. But, yeah, you know, hands never stop. Hands never stop. So, I think this'll be fun. It'll be a fun little, I'll be working on hands off stream. And then we'll circle back. It's kind of like my hand's got a butt now. Great. I love it. Boom. Look at that. Look at that beautiful hand. Yeah. This doesn't seem like it's going to be something that's just going to be at least hands, you know. You know, honestly though, that said, you know, this hand for, I mean, the fingers are totally jacked up. Like this pinky, ooh, this pinky's seen better days. But I mean, you know, oops, don't need an airbrush, but we do this, but I mean, the webbing's nice. I think I did that well. But yeah, now that I have a base on it, there we go. And then no, we actually like that line. Do that. There we go. Now See, just like that. Oh. Right. So there's that. Ooh, pixels, all the pixels. That is kind of cool though. I can see like the very finer points of that and still just pick it. Still just pick it up. So you know something's going on right here. But yeah, now it's actually my primary concern on hands, I guess, is just like the knuckles, just uniforming the knuckles, and that's just gonna be something that happens. I'm just gonna have to just be like, hey, here it is, here's a knuckle, here it is, there it goes. But is it me or are my hands just like not right? Like, I mean, he's doing a bare bones, so he's doing it like this and doing like that because that's there. That has to go there, but because actually no, well, yeah. See, it's in a different. Okay, so he does it that because actually you'd run. Let's see, you'd run that, and then this would become more like oops, more like that, right? So now if I take this finger right here, look at it, look at it. It's a little higher still. Nope, what's that? Right there. Yeah. That's a little higher right there. And the other one, it's still higher. So we go right there. And then this one comes down to step down. So it's like right there. And then the other one, I mean, it's kind of like loops. And then this one would be a little lower. So that goes right there. Take this back, step back, move this out. And then, yeah, look at that. Look at us go. The thumbs out. You know, it's proportion on the thumb. I think I've gotten a little better. This one is drastically too small. It needs to go right. It needs to be like the thumb needs to be like right here. So I think the angle of approach is a little off. So, maybe, maybe. Actually, not really. When I look at it, it's yeah. This right here. I mean, the size of the thumb is still off, but where I put the thumb lines, that works. Yeah. Yeah, this is, you know, this is nice. I don't need to do that. But yeah, you know, I think for now, I mean, because hands on hands, I mean, more practice is always better. But again, if I want to, I still have to do the picture of the model at the end of all of this before the final happens. And I would just really like to see how that all that shapes out. So in order for me to do that, I want to at least get a good amount of knowledge under my belt. How much can I do in one day? How much can I retain? And thankfully, at least when it comes to the hands, you know, it's all the same thing. It's like here's the building block. Now adjust your hand, which thankfully most of us have, to do an outline, right? And so you can just look at your own hand and like make, you know, freaking chakra signs all you want. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. I think, you know, you know, we did it. We did it for now. Like, this is good hand practice. I'll probably, because I don't want to waste your time with just hands. Um, yeah. So like, we're just going. We're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep pushing through, and I mean, yeah, we're just gonna go. So this is actually saved. We can save this. This feels good. Um, the yeah, no, all of this is working well so far. I mean, out of the 95, you know, when I really thought about it for a second, it's like 95, that's really daunting, but you just run yourself, right? You know, 10 videos. That's 10 days. I mean, we're already on video 4 and we're doing arms. So we've locked down hands, well, you know, relatively speaking. And yeah, it's just arms. Just going right to arms next. So, oops. I keep forgetting that all of this has multiple, it's like running 2 mice at the same time. And yeah, I need to just keep remembering that. All right, but yeah, let's go to arms. Go to arms. I mean, you know what? I probably should Yeah, that's what I can do. Actually, we're gonna resave save this as and keep the you know we're gonna save it. We're gonna keep it as hands, and then we're gonna save it as something else, and we'll just erase the other one. Because then that way we'll have the date. Oh, that's what I'll do. Actually, that's what I'll do. Because it'll be the same date. Yeah, no, actually, yeah. Let's do it this way. We're gonna do the save as. We're gonna do this. Cool. So now it's the date itself. I mean, I know that it's now Monday, at least where I am, but hey, we'll still keep the 7/7 for now. Yeah, and we're going to add a new. Wait, how do I add a new one? I feel like it should be able to just. No, we're just going to add a new raster layer. We're going to call it layer 3. That comes up. There it is. And now we're doing arms.
Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back yet again to my room. It's time for another drawing tutorial.
Yes,
this time
yet
we're going to
again.
be doing arms. Yes. You guys always get in the comments, let me know.
Oh my god, we're going. You know, this is so cool. You know, this was 7 years ago. So in the world of Mr. Mega Mega, we got 8 years, 7 years, something. I don't know when that was, but this was 3 years ago. But yeah, this is 8 years old. This was back in 2016. Where were you? April 9th, 2016, right? So
Know what you want, and finally, because I've always been reading them, we've gotten around to arms themselves. The circle is complete. Grab yourself a nice cheap sheet of paper if you've got it. If you've got better paper, fine, but don't wait for the good stuff. Super cheap mechanical disposable pencil right here, and then a rubber for when you know you're just a copy, you make mistakes. It happens to everybody, don't worry about it. I'm going to dive straight in, so follow along at home. Firstly, we're going to just talk about something super basic. I'm going to fit it right in the corner of this page if I can.
oh shoot,
I'm just going to get like half a human being, basically.
I can reset a layer. That's a problem.
Simply because we're going to talk very quickly about the very basic building blocks of an arm. Now,
you know what, actually, because that's going to happen, we should do, where would I put that?
If we draw a straight arm in one position and another position, you get it, but it doesn't really help you when you're doing your character designs. This is what you've been telling me. So let's firstly talk about the really basic shapes when we go from the shoulder. So I've got a front arm character here, middle of the face fair, probably have an eye line kind of round this zone here. I'll turn these into real characters maybe during the time lapse. Can you see that? Just about. Let's just click this camera for a minute. Make sure it's in focus, lovely. And then I'm just going to put a slight stronger line on this outside edge. Now, I've already got tutorials on how to draw torsos. We're not going to cover that here. And another thing you guys have said is that when I talk about other tutorials, sometimes it's hard to find them. So right about now, maybe somewhere up there in the top right, there's a link to that torso tutorial. And in general, these are called cards on YouTube. So if you hover over like an indicator icon, an information icon, generally that will expand out and show you lots of other videos that I do and stuff like that. So if you're ever curious, take a look there. So what am I getting on about? Let's talk about how an arm comes out of the tutorial in the really basic shapes that I use. You might be familiar to a degree. I like to start with a circle, and this circle sits right on the outside edge of the torso, and it becomes our guideline, so to speak, for a shoulder. Now, the truth is, it's not a circle, but a circle is a great starting point. I'm going to keep things quite big and bold, darker than I normally draw them so they come up clearly. And then from
okay, we don't know what to do with the torso, so we're just gonna...
And then I'll bring it back in here. Now, this arm is going to be your classic hand resting on the hips kind of look. So, before I kind of dive in and draw the arm shape around,
you may have to do torso first. I may have to readjust.
It would have an elbow around about just below where the ribcage stops, around about the middle of the waist. Just look at yourself in the mirror and let your hand hang by your side, and you'll see it very clearly. And if this was going straight down, the hand itself would be just around about where the bottom of the bum line is as well. Again, that's kind of how you're going to measure the length of your arm. So if I start to bend it, things are going to curve up and around. Now, if I'm going to put a hand on hips, what I like to do is actually go for the hand first once I've got a rough arm shape.
Oh god, oh yeah, I feel like I'm in math class and I forgot to do a chapter. And they're like, oh yeah, we did that, you know, 2 days ago. It's like, where were you? It's like, oh, I was sitting here. I don't know what you were doing. Oh my god. Oh, hands, look at that. Hey, what do you know?
And then we'll fill that in later. And that becomes an anchor point. So what I like to do is often have a very small ellipse around the wrist. And when I've got the elbow joint, I put in another circle right around here. Now, it's nowhere as big as the shoulder circle, but by putting it right around where we've got the joint, I can now join up these lines. It's really useful stuff. Can you see that clearly? Yes, you can. So, when it comes to the
you know what? You don't really, you know what? You just go. You just go. I don't know why I'm hesitating, but hey, we just go. We just do it. We don't have a torso, but we do have a circle. And I mean, since the torso is invisible, I mean, this is really actually gonna ruin depth, isn't it? I'm gonna have to know a torso. Am I? Let's see. I was looking at feet. Feet's cool. Feet's very nice. Feet's cool. I was figuring how to do this, but then it's like, ugh, maybe this is the answer. Maybe I have to do this. Which is kind of weird. Like, am I learning how to draw, like, torsos? Let's see.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome, to another tutorial with Mikey Mega. Alright, so everybody, this is hopefully, and I say this every time, going to be super quick. You guys have gone all in the comments and told me what you like. That is freaking awesome. You want boob tutorials, you want bum tutorials, you want leg tutorials, this, that, and the other, poses and different things. And I was thinking, brilliant, right, let's do a boobs tutorial, let's do like an arms or a pose thing. And I started thinking that, well, in order to kind of like build some walls of a house, you need to lay the foundations. What I'm talking about here is that if we're going to do bums are on torsos. If we're going to do boobs are on torsos. If we're going to do like limbs and poses, you tend to start with the head and then work to the torso and then do the rest. So, as such, we are going to quickly bust out a bit of a torsos tutorial. The reason I want to do this is because it's easily overlooked. There's a lot of complex things happening in a torso, especially when you've got like a sexy female anime character going on. And it's really going to be a very good foundation for when we do the later tutorials where we start talking about all the other features and bits. So let's crack on. I'm going to bust out a few examples as ever. You lovely people, grab yourself a sheet of paper at home, get yourself a pencil. I've got this super cheap mechanical pencil, a rubber, which is kind of gone stale, I think. It's not rubbing out amazingly well. In case I make mistakes, that's pretty much it. So yeah, follow along at home. Come join me, everybody, as our drawing adventure continues. And basically,
okay, drawing adventure continuing. Look at that. Here we go. We're ready. We got our... Ooh, no.
I'm going to start with an example over here. I'm going to make my construction lines really, really dark so that it shows up nice and clearly on the camera phone. Usually, I would work way lighter than this. And what I hope to kind of do for you in this video is just kind of highlight the relationship between how long a body might be compared to how kind of large a character is overall, and also how to kind of start drawing the torso in different sort of viewpoints. And it's such a big important thing to get involved with, because really sexy anime characters, like their hips as well, hips and bum, are a massive player. And you need to.
I feel like we're gonna just have to learn heads
to really make your characters
first.
In my opinion, at least. So here's a head. We all know what we're doing here. We know what we're looking at. Is that clear on camera phone? Yeah, of course it is.
Oh, jeez.
Before I've done tutorials where I talk about characters being maybe cute ones, about 6 to 7 heads in height. So bearing that in mind, what that kind of tells us is the torso is usually going to be somewhere around the 2.5 head heights long. So if we just take this head height here, in fact, let's here we go to playing card. Let's mark it off from the top of this playing card to this point here. We've got.
Oh god, am I gonna have to learn heads? Oh no, everything's bad. Everything's going. All right, all right, all right. Tactical retreat right now. Uh-oh. I was actually like heads were last, honestly. Pay no attention to the... Yeah, because we did eyes. I was going to do face, mapping face. Oh no. I was doing this all the way down. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to learn how to draw a face. We're gonna have to learn how to draw a face, and I wasn't planning on drawing a face, for a long time. Well, shoot. How to draw front side profile. Well, there it is. Looks like we're gonna have to move this on up. See, and this is actually why I made it. This is actually why I did it this way. Why I manually put through my own. God, this is so dumb. It's going down. That's really stupid. All right, hold up. Wait a minute. This is better. Okay, we could do, all right. So, I mean, hands on their own, and then in order to do arms, like, man, wow, we kind of screwed the pooch on this one.
Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to my room. My name is Mikey, and it's time for another tutorial. Right, we are very zoomed in today on a sheet of paper, and we're going to be covering a very important aspect of your character design.
Okay.
A simple anime face a female character from 3 different angles. And the most common ones that are usually requested is going to be front, a little bit 3/4, like a little bit side on, and then profile, right on the side of the face. But more importantly, how to do it with basic shapes, whilst making it look like the same character for the whole duration. So get yourselves a sheet of paper at home or your sketchpad, everybody. I'm using a super cheap mechanical pencil.
I was not expecting to do something like this. You know, here I am thinking it's like, oh, we're just going to draw, you know, a couple tubes. We're going to draw tubes for the fingers, you know, we're going to do this. And it's going to be like, oh, sweet. And then do a thing. We're going to draw tubes here, right? And then we're going to have to draw, you know, more tubes here, right? So that they can do this. Okay, and then we learned that, oh, we just connect tubes on tubes, right? So we were going to do this, and then this will do a that. Boom. Thought that was, and then we'd eventually get to the torso. Of course, I didn't want to do all of that, so I was gonna like just do the feet, and then I'd have like little nubbins right here, and go like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, and then they'd just go up like this, do something like this, you know, because now you have a nail right there. Look at that, boom, and then you have to like flex the thing a bit. It goes like this, and then it goes into the ankle, but you can see like that. I was gonna do this, and then we had legs, and so then you do, you know, like 6 lives save lives, goes like this, goes like that, and then you just connect all of this, and then it's like finally we get the torso, then we can do torso stuff, and then we just put everything on the torso. And that's not going to happen, because in order to do all of this and get everything in perspective and or proper ratio size, you need a torso to even have that. And of course, in order to get our torso for that, you need to go by head size, by head length, and dang it. Man. Yeah. Yeah, talk about, you know, best made plans, right? So we're gonna have to do, we're gonna make a new one. Cool. All right, we're on 4. Check that out. Very fancy. And we're doing heads. I guess congratulations. We've graduated all the way. We went from hands, learning how to do hands that even a computer can't do, to the literal money shot. Well, nuts. All right. Well, and you know, look at that. See, in 21 minutes, you too can draw a head.
A nice, fairly large circle right over to the left. We're going to draw these faces, hopefully, so that they all line up. And you'll notice that I'm drawing my circle not with a single line, because you can't really draw a perfect circle, it's a nightmare, but with loads of small strokes of a pencil, almost treating it like a brush, just to get that shape. And once I've got that in, I'm not completing it at the bottom, although you can imagine it goes all the way around, I don't mind. And then split it in half. Get yourself a line that goes straight down the middle of this circle, and then...
Ooh, circle time. Okay, get ready. Get ready, team. Circle time.
Brilliant. And that's going to be the overall height of our character's head. Then go straight over to the side of the circle, and we're not going to draw a line straight down, but we're going to curve in a bit, and we're going to just bring a line down like so, and we're going to do the same on the other side, like so. A line that just curves in slightly towards the bottom, and then once we're around about,
that's actually not bad.
I mean, all sorts of characters have different shapes and different designs to them, so don't worry too much. But I'm going to pick a good sort of gap about here.
There it is.
Curve this line in, and do the same over here to make it a point for the character's chin. So there we have, for rough characters have different. We're going to draw a distance. Brilliant, and that's going to be the overall height of our character's head. Then goes to referred. Keep that line coming down a further distance. Brilliant, and that's going to be the overall height of our character's head. Then go straight over to the side of the circle, and we're not going to draw a line straight down, but we're going to curve in a bit, and we're going to just bring a line down like so, and we're going to do the same on the other side, like so. A line that just curves in slightly towards the bottom, and then once we're around about this bottom area, I mean, all sorts of characters have different shapes and different designs to them, so don't worry too much. But I'm going to pick a good sort of gap about here to curve this line in, and do the same over here to make it a point for the character's chin. So there we have the rough, basic shape of the head already. And this is what we're going to use as our starting point. Now I'm going to have a quick look through the camera phone, make sure, lovely, that is in focus. Shall we zoom ever so slightly more, my darlings? Yes, one tiny amount of zoom more, plus a bit of autofocus. Fantastic. Now, we're going to do our bestest-ish. We're going to try very hard, basically, to try to make all these characters line up. So I was going to draw a line sideways, but probably wouldn't be even. So I've got 2 and a bit and a bit and a bit over here. So 2 and a bit-ish over here. I'm just going to use this as a very light guideline. Lovely. And then how tall is this head? Oh, almost perfectly 3 inches, ladies. Let's just get that down there, and we'll use this as a very light guide here. So hopefully everything's going to make sense for you lovely people at home. Now, with the front of the face, we've got the basic shapes in, but I'm going to dive in straight away and get the other shapes on as well, and then we'll go back across and pop in all the features. So again, over here, I'm going to do a circle, but I'm going to make this one a little bit wider. This circle is going to be fatter because it's going to show some of the side, some of the back side of the head, and then curve around to be the front. So we go nice and wide with this one. Not crazy, but certainly wider. Much more than lips. And then where this line still comes in, we're going to go about 1/4 of a way in of this circle, 1/4 of a distance, if that's the halfway point. And then I'm going to, with this line here, where the cheek is, drop this down here instead. That's going to be our jawline there. We know where the point of the jaw stops around about this level. And on this side, this kind of curve we've got going in is still going to be very similar. Comes in from about here. And then it's going to be halfway between these 2 points. So instead of the very middle of the circle being where the chin will be, the chin's going to be over to the right. So we'll have the jaw come down around about here, and also equally here. And on this side, I'm making the curve ever so slightly convex, I should say, or concaving it into the jawline, whereas this one curves round and out. This is like a fatter egg curve, this is a sharper inside edge curve. And although you don't really notice or use that much, it helps you get an idea of where the kind of cheek or jaw sort of lines up and comes in. So we've got a wide, weird version there. So on this side, we're going to jump in and get another one going as well. In this instance, again, we're going to go for a slightly wider circle, not as wide as this one, but we're going to have a very similar game plan going on. Now, whilst I'm drawing a circle in, it's probably worth mentioning, you guys might be thinking, surely Mikey has done a tutorial before about drawing an anime face from 3 different angles. And you know what? I bloody well have. Well remembered. But that wasn't like, my finest ever video. It's a really important topic, so I was happy to make it, but the audio wasn't great, the lighting wasn't great, it was very difficult to see, and I didn't worry about it too much until I realised it was quite a popular video. So I thought, if everybody sees that and thinks that's my standard, when my standard is a little bit better, then it's going to make me really upset. I better remake this and do it better for you guys at home. Right, side view everybody, we are going to split this straight down the middle, this kind of fatter, wide circle, more like a dumpling potato shape, and then this point is going to be the jawline again. So we're going to let this jawline take up about half of this circle width. Probably a little bit less than half. So from here, I'm going to again make a line about to this height, and then where we've got the front of this circle, right down here where the front of the face is, I'm going to curve this in, like so. But the side of the face is a nightmare thing to do for a female anime character. Everything's going to be on a bit of a slant and an angle. But we'll come back to that in just a minute. So everybody, let's double check, still in focus. Yes, it is, thank you. Over on this side, I like to imagine a halfway line between the very top and very bottom of the chin. That's going to put us around about here, like so. And all the features of the character are going to happen underneath this point. So if we go and imagine a perfect halfway point from this line, so not the very outside edge, but around about in here, this is going to be the middle of the eye, and this will be the middle of this eye here, down in this zone. And we can keep the eyes in this zone where we've got the underside curve of the circle versus the halfway line. So this is where we're going to box it in. So just go straight ahead, you guys, and pop yourself like the hood of the eye somewhere around about here. And I'm going to give this a kind of slightly maybe moe character, but maybe give it a bit of an etchy edge, I don't know. But basically, create yourselves a nice curve up here, a bumpy curve like so, and then so that it doesn't go past the bottom of this circle, pop yourself into the pupils of his eyes. So it almost looks like I'm doing 2 straight lines.
Okay, so we have our circle. Actually, can I look at what are we doing? We have an ellipse, we have a curve, we have... How does this work? Oh, well, now I feel foolish. All of this, you know what? Mine. But look at all of this that I have to do. No. Okay, well. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do something like this. We're gonna do, and another ellipse. We're gonna do, no. Look at that. Okay, now we're gonna go right into brush, and I'm gonna start to... I'm gonna add. And you know what? We're gonna go in red. We're gonna be dangerous. Okay. And we're gonna ooh no. My bad. Right. Not bad. That's actually not bad. I gotta work on the backswing a bit. Okay. It's like, oh no. Now all of a sudden, let's go, Agua. You can do this. Yeah, see, now we're working on the backswing, but now all of a sudden, like, I just can't do the front. Ooh, we're getting better. Oh no. There we are. It's not bad. Oh no, yeah. Okay. Just, oh, there it is. We're getting there. See, we're figuring it out. And we're getting a good circle. See? Boom. Just a couple times. You know, it reminds me of that whole that Mario Party mini game where you had to like cut out the boo or whatever it was. And if you had the person who had it would like free the spirit or whatever. And right now, you know, honestly, this would be no, it's still funny. But I mean, this is literally like when you think about it, a very at least when for me, like this is oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You know, this is gonna be a big part of my future right here, like being able to get this down. And all right, so developing, there it is. So there's that. Nice. All right. So we're actually doing okay. Is it the best circle? No. Is it the perfect circle? No. But at least I have confidence. Oh my god, look at that beautiful thing. But at least I'm having confidence. Okay, right here. Right here I gotta pull. Too much pull. But there it is. There we go. Fixing it up right there. But yeah, I mean, honestly, this is just gonna be, this is like a big chunk of my future being able to get this down. Like many, many moons ago, uh, my friends who did computer engineering, they were doing, type in like 50 lines of code or you explode. And they're like, "Oh wow, this is so crazy," and I was like, "Yeah, that is crazy." And in my major, we had to draw straight lines. That was my very first. Ooh, that's not bad. Again, that was my very first homework assignment, our college level homework assignment, and that's please to get things done. Look at that, and then you can just go in, with some proper skill. You just go in, and you're like, okay, this is a little bumpy, and then you just, but, yeah, that was that, and well, here we are, you know, many moons later. Oh my days, Agua, just drawing a circle. Like we're back, baby. And it just reminds me, a whole bunch of. Ooh, that's not bad. That turn off that bad. A little off. But anyway, it just reminds me of, I understand. You need to have, grasp basic concepts as a kid. You can't just, you know, send a little one off without knowing, at least ABCs, some one, two, threes, and then just keep, but this was a college, you know, this is a well-known college and very I mean, it was no Harvard, but it was for the majors that you go in for. But it was a strong diploma. That's nice. And when you everything that I did in the first semester, there was no reason, zero reason why, you know, freshman high schooler couldn't do that. Zero reason. And it just baffles me. You know, and even now, you know, people are talking about, you know, with all of this, you can do computer development, computer science, like you just YouTube it. I mean, there's tons of courses that are telling me it's like, oh, learn Python right now. It's like, no, thank you. And you can do that now. You can do that in high school. There's literally nothing stopping you from doing like certain skills. It's like, yeah, it'd be nice if you knew like, you know, math and whatnot, but you know, that's take a picture of that. I'm just gonna leave that there. Just gonna bask in that for a second before I delete it and then make a terrible one right after it. All right, back to back. Oh God, nah. No, I keep doing that. I keep sliding on my upturn. On my upswing. Oh my God, look at him go. Yep, still right there. But yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, there's nothing stopping anyone now, really, from just being like, you know, I want to go pursue computer science. It's like, okay, do that. It's like, here's YouTube, here's a channel right here. You could go right now, and we could learn computer science. And there it is, freshman in high school. And I mean, honestly, like that's kind of what happened. You know, I mean, even then, it's like you got a computer, and then you just figured it out. You know, like kudos to the pioneers of the 70s and 80s, just absolutely crushing it with all of what they had to do and literally create. You know, it was actually just I've seen in a video. I didn't watch it, but it was Lily's reaction to Gura singing at the Dodgers, and it was how, you know, Hololive walked so indies could run. And, you know, literally same thing. Anything that starts new, anyone that quote unquote pioneers something or wants to do something, that's nice. You know, it's, you know, that's just how it is. It's like someone's got to do it first, and it's going to be bad. And just thinking about it that way, overstressed. You know, here I am just drawing circles, and there's a piece of me that just is like, you know, man, this is stupid. You know, but hey, look at me. I'm drastically better circles now. And I've only been here for what? I don't know, like 7 minutes. It's like if you took 7 minutes, right, to fix a skill, develop a skill to a point where it's like, yeah, it doesn't need to be a perfect circle. It gets you where you're going, right? Like you don't need to fill your tank all the way. It's like halfway is fine. Halfway is fine, and then you know what? You're gonna have to fill it again anyway. So get that stuff going, get it moving. Again, I keep pulling, and I gotta. And then yeah, I always do that. Is once I try to. Ooh, no. But honestly, you know, this wasn't really the how I saw this whole entire stream going, like a story time on top of just circles. But I mean, yeah, it was funny because what was it? It was I was watching a couple art things before I started this stream, and it was Mark Runnit. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, but he was like, "Oh yeah, oh no, it wasn't him. It was this other guy," and he was talking about things, and he was talking about shapes. He was literally talking about draw the shape, like draw the circle. I think Mark did that too, but like this person like was a bit more heavy-handed on that. To learn, it's like you have to learn how to draw a circle, a triangle, a square, and a rectangle, and then you round it out, and then you get a cylinder, right? Ooh no, right? You project out, right? And there it is. And now you got a cylinder. So I mean, yeah, I mean they're not wrong. So I think I'm actually at a good spot. Ooh, look at that. 3 times, oh yes! Oh god. And now I pulled too much here. But yeah. If there's anything truly, there's anything truly to work on first, it's shapes. Like basic geometric shape. The circle, the triangle, the square, and the rectangle. That was just butchered. Didn't even want to finish that one. Now my arm's getting crazy. Alright, but yeah, no, see, yeah, that's not bad. Did it free the spirit for Mario Party? No. But oh no, oh, can we save it? Can we save it? Not really. But yeah. I mean, here's circles. And just having the confidence to just finish the circle. There it is. See? And it's consistent. It's consistent all around. So it's perfect circle somewhere. It's just off. Oh, look at that. All right, cool. Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's really just, draw circles. Draw circles, do a triangle. A confident triangle. Like no little wavy thing here. Here. There it is. An equilateral triangle. Have math class come in. No, this is a right triangle. Oops. Well, you get what I mean. Where everything's 45. Right? Back to circles, but again, it's so wild. Like Mark had to do this. Mikey had to do this. Everyone that you see, the artist of Konosuba has to do this. The person who you like, Ain's own gown, or the whatever you pronounce it. Boom, Ain's for short. Yep, you know it. Drawing circles. That's what they did. Here they are. And here I am, drawing circles. And eventually, this is going to become a head. This is a skull. So, and the whole point. Oh no! Ooh, we saved that. Look at that! Wow. But once I get this down, actually, truly, when you think about it, you can just kind of just circle. Everything will be circles. Everything will be circles and tubes. That's bad. But I'm getting tired, getting lazy. But yeah, I mean all of this, just so I mean this is if for those who missed the rant, it's like I was initially the way that I set up my learning was we would do hands, Then we go into arms. Because, you know, you'd think, oh, that's just the natural way to doing it, natural means of doing things. Right? You'd have a hand, what connects the hand, the arm. Now you have two things, you can connect arms, and then you can make crazy stuff. And, you know, then you start feet, right? And you do legs, because, you know, that's just, you know, the mentality of it all. You have feet, you have hands connected to the arms. You have feet, they connect to legs. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you run a torso. Then you do the head, because that's really, you know, what the money shot is. You know, because everything that commissioners do, what's one of the first things that they show? Portrait. That's it. And what is portrait? It's literally, I mean, you could just, it's like, it's bust up. Let's be real, right? But yeah, you know, because then people be like, no, it's actually just the portrait, just the face. It's like, yeah, okay, I get it. All right, we're splitting hairs here. You know, should probably, yeah. I'm gonna need to draw circles in other spots too. Let's not necessarily center. Yeah, look at me go. Oh my god, I was so happy. Oh, I was like so ready. I was like, Bones, hire me. Right? You know, I mean, that would be really cool. The whole thing on this, you know, again, like, you know, you have to do this just so you can do one thing, so you can do the other thing, so you can do the other. But the whole point of doing art, honestly, I want to, if it were up to me, if it were really up to me, I just write. And you know, you'll have like, ooh, what am I doing? Have stronger streamers say something's like, oh well, then just write. And it's like, well, yeah. I mean, it's like you could go down that path, but let's, you know, put it into optics, right? You know, there's a lot of writing, uh, YouTube space, writing tube, or whatever, however you want to call it, and but you know, a lot of them have, you know, oh, how do you write? And eventually, you know, all through all of that writing, they're just going to do, you know, they'll eventually sell a book that they've been writing themselves with all the help that they've been giving, and you know, right? That's okay. Ooh, I don't know. There it is. Ooh, again on the upstroke. We just can't do it yet. There it is. There it is. Look at him go. Look at him go. Some hard, some hard redirects here though from the bottom. Yeah, yeah. I have to like do a this to like correct. I have to work on that. There we go. But yeah. Basically, I've had this story just brewing in my head, and I just long while ago, many moons ago. You're gonna hear that. Long story short, and many moons ago, that's gonna be my forte. But there's a story that I had. I wanted to write it, and then I got started to writing it, and then of course, you know, like everything, you know, I stopped, and now, oh, I'm starting to get this. And now I actually think it's a bit of the parallax. I think on my part, the way that I'm angling this, not the XP pen. No, this is user error. Um, but yeah. I had this whole story that I wanted to write down, and honestly, and I really wasn't thinking about themes, but once you actually start to do something, like once it's, be it a sport, right, a job, you start to pick out these things that you're just like, oh, why am I doing this? Why do I like it? Oh, I like it for this reason. I like it for, A, B, and D reasons. But C can go, stuff it. But the reasons that you do stay around for, right? Um, but yeah, getting back the themes of all of it. One of the things that I just really, really want to, bring home. It was essentially nostalgia. It's actually a little funny because I just saw a Meat Canyon thing about nostalgia, and it's really, again, like anything, you can corrupt it. And it was Melvin's Macabre. It was the nostalgia episode, but you know, it brings a lot to what people are, dealing with nowadays because everything's valid, everything's this, everything's that. So the nice thing with that is like, yes, you like to. Ooh, oh my God! Look at that. Uh, that's nice. But it's like, oh, you're a brony. That's cool. That's cool. We won't stuff you into a locker. You know. And so great, cool. Now you get bronies. But is the world better for it, right? But God, I was gonna gonna go on a tangent there. But anyway, yeah. In regards to back to the nostalgia, it's nice to remember things. Um, you know, on a quick anecdote, there's a memory that I had with my grandpa, and when I would tell my parents about it, they were kind of shocked because it was like, well, why why are you so shocked? It's like it's so vivid to me. It is so vivid. I'll talk about it later. The actual memory on another day, but the I tell them I was like, yeah, this is I remember it clear as day, even to this second. And it's just, they say Agua. It's like you were barely 3 years old, and it's like what? And like I mean, I'm not saying that I'm an Einstein by any means. Of course, I'm gonna Google something. It's like when can babies like maintain, a memory? When are they, when are they like have conscientious thought? It's like, oh, I am a being on this earth. You know, it'll be like 1.5, and it's like screw you. But yeah, and I just remembered it so perfectly, and I remember, I remember what he said. But the sad thing is that I'm forgetting what he sounded like. And I'll always have that memory. It'll never go away. And, to that nostalgia, I mean, technically speaking, nostalgia is, correct me if I'm wrong, it is the longing to go back to a particular time. And while I don't want to go back to that time, you know, it was a time that I loved. And it's one that'll never come back. Grandpa died. Is in that year of that encapsulated memory. But I don't have any more of him. That so the feeling of nostalgia and the theme that I wanted to convey on it, was just that. How do you yearn for a quote unquote better time, the good old days. No one tells you when you leave those good old days, right? But how you move forward with that? Because I mean, just look at me. You know, I'm older than most people on the internet. I'll just say that. And come on, come on. Oh, so close. And I'm drawing circles. And one of the things that nowadays, that again, for one to the validity, that's valid. If like back then, it's like you don't have time to do that. Like, what are you doing? You're this and that. You're X and Y, and you're drawing circles. Like find a way to get a promotion. Find a way to make more money. Find a way to get a better job. Find a way to do this. Find a way to do that. And that was how it was. That is how they did it. And that worked. And I'm just happy that I can be in a spot where I can do this. I mean, I bought this tablet years ago. Because once again, I was like, hey, I want to do this. I want to get back into art. And just do that. And just do something with it. Right? I used to love art back when I was younger. My parents would tell me a bunch of things that I would doodle, and that I was pretty good. But I never stuck with it. And that's fine. But so yeah, I never stuck with it. And once again, but here we go. Back here. It's not bad. But yeah, you have to commit. And some things you can't do unless you're all in. And that's a nice one. And in order for this to happen, ooh, that's nice. In order for this to work, it's even better. I have to be all in. And it's not like I'm gonna just quit my job. I do have a job, actually. And it's quite nice. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm doing, but it pays the bills and it allows me to do this. It allows me to go as all, like, whatever I have left to go all in, that's what's going all in. So my free time, to finally just have the audacity to say, hey, in 31 days on this amateur arc, I'm going to start, obviously not be a master, but draw something where people will be like, "Oh, that's cool." That's that's what I have. That's what I'm doing. And and it takes in nowadays, it was just I show speed, and that bastard. Uh, what was he doing? He was at that time that he's abusing copyright, and everyone's just like, no, 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 don't talk like that. He's doing something with LeBron James. LeBron James. So you can't say anything about him. You can't say nothing about him. It's like, yeah, well, whatever. And uh-oh. Is this okay? For some reason, okay, it always turns so on my end, a little behind the curtain, when you go live, every some reason, it delays, and not by like a couple seconds. I get that, but like I look back and we're like minute 15 for some reason, and we're like on minute 80. We should be, but and so I'm looking at this and like I'm freaking out. I was like, oh no, did I drop the stream? Have I been once again talking for 40 minutes and nothing happening? Oh, that's gonna be the best stream ever. I'm gonna go down in history as that guy. Oh, there you go. As as that VTuber that just look at that. Look at that. No, no. Okay. That's just literally barking in the dark. And right now, I got 0. There's no one here. At least I don't think so. Hello, anyone watching? I wish it told me. It does. It says concurrent viewers. I have 0 and 0 likes. So double goose egg on my part. I guess it wouldn't really hurt to say, at this moment, like, comment, and subscribe. LCS down below. And who knows, maybe I'll get the like button and subscribe button to glow for me. But ooh, that's not bad. But yeah. It's a good circle right there. Yeah, just being able to do this now. Being able to put, like I said, like my all, like whatever I have left after the day, to put that all in and just to be able to continue this. And nothing is on. Oh. How? This whole time? No. Something else happened. I know it. I know for a fact. Something. Yeah, it's been up. And then it's been like a minute again. I don't know how that happens. I don't click anything. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I don't know. Um. We're we're moving. Oh, that's kind of cool. I can just see a delayed outline of my orbs. But finally being able to, do all of that, and again, getting back to it, having the audacity to say, "Look at me. right? You know, because why? Why are you important? The thing is because you aren't important. No one is. You know, we have 8 billion people now coming to it. You know, and so like the question, and the reason is, you know, is like why anyone? Why ISO Speed? Why Asmongold? Why anyone? Why Shy Lily? Right? Like, what do they got? What does Iron Mouse got? You know, they're just another human being that decided to press play before you. And again, this isn't to. I'm not salty by any means. This isn't a salty rant, but it's a real one. It's not even a rant either. It's, you know, they had something to say. They had something they wanted to do. Whatever that was, they said it is important enough for me to go out there and say, you're going to like this too. And you need that. And that's kind of the point that I was saying, you know. You have to have the audacity to say something. You know? And you can't just be like, "Oh, hey, you know, I'm going to start drawing. Hey, look at me." You know, cuz anyone can do that. And you know, case in point, I did it. I started and stopped years ago. That's not important. That's not interesting. You know, what is interesting is saying, "Oh, I'm going to draw better than, you know, Kevin, the YouTuber, VTuber rigger, like in 1 month." It's like, can I do that? By the looks of these circles, yeah, hell yeah. But the thing is like you also have to, you know, who are you saying this to? You know, proof's in the pudding. Everyone can say they can, you know, like be the best at something, be the best FPS shooter, you know, in the game, top 500, you know, Apex Predator, you know, what is it, like Valorant level, you know, player. But if everyone could do it, then, you know, if it was easy, then everyone would do it. And it was, I saw a short where Gordon Ramsay was making his very first knife, and the blacksmith was, you know, giving him shit about how, you know, he's works with knives all his life, and yet never once before did he decide to say, "Oh yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna make my own knife." And yeah, it was quite the experience for him, apparently. Because yeah, you know, you're literally a dwarf. It's like you're a fucking dwarven lord, just going in at it, just hammering at metal and hoping that it doesn't, you know, break how you don't want it and become what you want it to be. And you know, again, you had to just go out and do it, but you had to make it interesting. You know, that's one of the things. You know, again, like right now, it's like it's just me drawing a circle with story time, chilling. But I don't want to be just story time, and eventually that's gonna happen. You know, because if it didn't, then I wouldn't be. Then what's the point, right? If I can't find a creative way to go beyond this, go beyond like this is circles. It's like Jesus, goodness gracious. It's like if I can't do that, then I should just stop. You know, honestly, you know, I just gotta. First off, I need to see if my audio is even better. But truly, you know, I need to make a splash somehow. I need to just go out there into the art community and be like, "Yo, what up? What up, mother effers? We're just you thought you were good, you thought you were bad. Well, here we go. I have no idea what I'm doing with art, and I'm gonna be better than you. Deal with it." You can watch me struggle, you can watch me fail, but either way, you're going. At the end of the day, you're gonna watch me succeed. you know, and I don't know really what I'd like to say. I mean, honestly, I could just go say that, be on false eye, be like, yo, brand new VTuber says he's going to be better than Kevin, who has been doing this for years. And he has just now decided to focus on using his tablet yesterday. You know, but what a David and Goliath story, truly, right? You know, but hey, that's what people like to see. That's entertaining. That's something. And will I make it? I'm sure shit gonna have to. You can't just go, shoot your mouth off like that. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because it reminded me of what was it, the tournament arc or Bakugo of My Hero, Hiroaka, and it was just, it was like, yo, what up? I'm gonna win. Get used to it. And everyone's like, boo. And you know what he did? He won. And, you know, you gotta, but, they say, you gotta watch out for a cornered animal. There's nothing more dangerous than a cornered animal. And because the pressure's on, there's no way out other than through. You have to go through it. So, maybe I will. I'm gonna run that challenge. Right here. I mean, oh, jeez, it's 5 o'clock, almost 5 a.m. 10:05, and I'm drawing circles. And to think that could I even go from drawing circle, to that level? I mean, someone can. Why not me? Why not me? Right? And the thing is, it's like, everyone's going to expect, oh my God, you're like, have explosive growth. Oh my God, I can't believe you're like actually like rigging your VTuber tomorrow. It's like, no, I gave myself 31 days. And in 31 days, you all can laugh at me, yell at me, say what you will. In 31 days, I'm going to be drastically better. And it's actually funny because it was one of the things that I was watching. But it basically was, the video was about PewDiePie doing the 100 days of drawing every day. And, from like face 1 to, day 100 face, it was like, oh my God, it's like, you should just go to Studio Ghibli, however you want to pronounce it. I was making a big deal. And the thing is like, it was good. He did a good job, and, that kind of set off people in one way or the other. They either wanted to say, oh, if PewDiePie can do it, then I can do it. Or it's like, oh, he must be naturally talented and I'll never be able to do that. So good, thank you for showing me that I'm not good at this and I'll just stay in my lane. Well, now that you think about it, right? 100 days have already happened. That's what you can do in 100 days. What about 30? Well, not 30. I also need to learn how to do Clip Studio Paint better. That's nice. Like a dongo. Dongo, 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 dongo. Oh, no, wait. No, the dongos were like this. Give me money. Yeah. But yeah, everyone now the world has seen what someone who's not an artist can do and achieve in 100 days. I mean, it's begging the question, what can someone do faster? It's literally a speed run, honestly. And if you've ever watched one of those, they're really cool. It also saves you a bunch of time if you run out on 2 times speed. But ooh, and I got another dongo. But yeah, what can someone do in 30 days? What can someone genuinely do in 30 days? Truly, what can someone actually do in 30 days? And honestly, when you think about it, what can someone do in 1 day? You can draw a circle. That's what you can do. And again, here I was thinking, I already drew a bunch of hands, I'm ready for arms. I won't cross that bridge again. But after this, I mean, let's see. I got 3 more hours. I got 3 more hours, and I'm, like I said with my hands, it's like there are always going to be times where you have to draw hands. I'm never going to not have a moment to draw circles. So we're gonna cut the circles. We're gonna cut end the circle drawing right here. We're gonna go back to faces, and yeah, we're gonna just get it in there. Actually, I actually need to figure out how to. I think there's rulers on this thing. I really don't know how to use Clip Studio. The very fact that I can even do, something like this. I went to Mark Renitz. As well, again, that you'll probably hear that name pop up more than once, twice, thrice, and he was giving out. I gotta stop saying he was giving out his brushes, the free brushes. I mean, he's been doing that forever now. But yeah, they were the updated brushes for 2024. And I was like, you know what? His art looks nice. He's doing great work. It's very informative and it's just fun to watch. And I downloaded it. I downloaded the brushes. If I zoom somewhere else beyond the canvas, like over, like where is it? Like right here, you can't see it, but it's like right there. It's MB brushes. This is his fine line brush right here, and that's what I've been using, and it works so nice. And I'm not gonna lie, it in the years, I just remember that back in the day when I tried to use an eraser. So hold up, let's go back to a brush, right? And what can I? Oop, no. Let's do right. Right, so you have this, like back in the day, I just remember, I don't know if it was, I was running like on 1000 fucking, uh, eraser on that, but it was just exponentially harder to or start erasing. And I don't know if the versions have updated erasing, but it's so much better. Even like on lines that Oh my god, I don't know the alphabet. I don't know. E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y and Z. Okay. There it is. But yeah, just being able to erase like a subtle. I mean, granted, we are now. Yeah, look at it. And it's just a light. Before it was just like it felt like it was on like MSN Paint, where it was just like, oof, and you just like got rid of like just everything. No, like the pressure sensitivity, it kind of feels like I'm just like brushing like an actual eraser. Like I'm smudging things. You can still see it. It's just lighter. It's like I'm getting rid of the ink. But I can just like roll right around here and start erasing, and it just becomes lighter. It's just so much nicer. The feel of it all. C D E, please E. Right. So yeah, like now doing all of this is hello testing. Let's see. Mic check, mic check. Something's not working. Something's not connecting anymore. Uh-oh. I'm not glowing. No. Am I even talking? Yeah, I got bars. I got bars and things lighting up. Yeah, things are happening. And but this isn't connected, I guess. I don't know why. Where's the mic? Yeah, so basically, this whole avatar is supposed to be lighting up when I talk because that's what's supposed to happen. It's not. So that's a bummer. I need to figure out where is the mic because I did fix it. I could fix it. I had the technology. And right now, I am not having that technology. I am not having that technology right now. That's a camera. Don't need cameras. I need a mic so that I can start shining again. I mean, I really don't have many things. I mean, this isn't even face tracked. This actually moves with my mouse right now. So pretty much everything. It's working. It's back. We're glowing. We did it. Oh man, I don't know. Maybe that was just something that whatever had to do again, I guess. Like once it reconnected everything, had to, take a second. It's, maybe? Um well, good to know. I don't really have to do anything. I mean, hopefully. Like we just got saved by the bell by something. Um Oh, check that out. I think oh Here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Of course, now I find it. Yep. Yeah. Oh. Oh, see. Oh, that's so cool. I actually see it. The I see how it kind of works. But yeah, volume cutoff. Yeah, I can see that where it is, and then yeah, they put it right there, and so whenever it passes a certain frequency or a certain line, cool, nice. But yeah, use my yeah, there it is. Well, good to know now. I actually know where that is now. That's nice. Okay. So that's out of the way. Mission complete. Let's get out of here. There we go. All right. So yeah, I mean, it's now 5 o'clock. It's actually only 5 o'clock. Can you believe that? I still have, in essence, I still have 3 hours, and I'm probably gonna have to get off a little before. I'll probably get off around 7. So I have 2 more hours. 2 more hours to draw circle. No, I wouldn't do that to you. So where's my? Okay. So we have 2 more hours, and in that time, we're gonna draw ahead. We're going to draw ahead. Actually, we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something even wilder. Oh wait, no, never mind. I can just do this. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do day one model draw. I'm gonna see how I can do because let's be real. I mean, that's that's the end game. That's the end game. So I actually, you know what? You know what? We're gonna do that now because we have a feeling it's gonna take me way longer than it should. And um, God, I gotta stop saying. I'll work on that. I'll put a note in there. But yeah, we're actually gonna start. We're gonna start this. So actually, what we're gonna do here. Okay. I literally just said I'd have to stop. But we're still doing it. CSP. So I know where that is now. Excuse me. Of course I say that now, and I keep saying this. Cancel that. Save this. After I get back, 1920 by 1080 300. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna save this as first model draw. No, it's actually yeah. No, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do model draw. Like thank God for layers, truly, because I was just gonna make it one. I was gonna just make like 31 saves when I literally just have to put the picture down on layer one and then just make 31 layers. Like, oh no. Okay, so actually, right now, I'm going to find that picture and we're going to. I'm going to put it on the layer. Actually, I'm going to try to trace it first. See how well that works. Just to get the feel. And then. I know I saved it somewhere in here. Really? Where is it? Where are you? Oh, is it this? I think I saved it as a wrong file. Because I found it, but it's blank. Um, yeah, we're gonna have to go. Okay. We're gonna have some technical differences here, but no worries, have no fear. I have planned for this because I am a professional. Um, just like Man on Fire. Right now, we just go here. Please click. Oh, once again, I didn't put. God, why? I didn't put anything to. Screw it. Part 3. Did it. Done it. Ah. Okay, now. Oh, wait. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. Uh. All of this works. All of this works. All of that works. All of this. Um. Nice. Please work? Okay, cool. We're back. We're back and better than ever, I guess. Here we are. Here it is. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, good. Oh, my days. Okay, you can't see it, but I actually kept the thing open. It's a WebP and having to. No, I know I know I did. Where did I save it? Okay, hold up. We're gonna close that for a second. I know I'll bet you $10 that it's just in the ether on my wherever, and that sucks. So we're gonna have to do it this way again. Size this, double the size, put it right there. Beautiful. Everything looks good. And we do this. I know. This is so annoying too. I know I did this already. But basically, the whole end point is to be able to draw this model and to draw her, you know, not just be like, oh, okay, yeah, it kind of looks like a human. No, no, it will be a human. Okay, so now we're gonna save this as. We're gonna do a PNG. It's not gonna be a memes. It's gonna be it's called the. And I save it. You want to replace it? The answer is yes. So now go in here. You know what? We're just gonna kill it. Just gonna get killed. Yeah. There it is. Save as this. Put that there, and I hopefully will be able to. There it is. So weird. So pretty much, it saved as a WebP, and then I saved it as another thing that you can actually see it, but it didn't change the file setting, the file type. So it was a PNG, but it was saved as a WebP, so it wouldn't show and it wouldn't open. But now I got it. See, I knew it. I knew there was a way to do this. And you just can't keep a good bloke down. Okay, it is. Here this is. There that is. Okay. Oh, that's actually nice. That's actually better than I thought. I initially thought I was gonna have to initially thought that I would have to wait, hold up. No, I can't. God, how do I get a new base layer? Can I separate them? Change layer color. No. No. It is kind of cool though. I don't want it to be like if I did that, now it's nothing. I mean, you can't see it on your end, but the whole thing is that the whole point of this is that let's see, we start layer, no new raster layer. But yeah, like this is the layer. What is this? No, that's new. I'm gonna just have to hold up. Don't save. Because like I said before, I am a professional. We're going to file, we're going to open. It's called this. Okay, let's open up a layer. And if I drop it down, yeah. How do I get, because I don't want this to be the base. I want it to be on top of it. What is this? Yeah, because once this happens, and then I make it invisible. Lock a layer? Ah, maybe that's what I have to do. We'll find out. Alright, going back. Trying this again, once more. Maybe if I lock the layer, I'm not gonna do what I think it's trying to do. I need paper. I don't know what this is. I don't know how to get this. Radiant fill tone. Again, I don't know what this means. Oh, right here. I can only have one paper layer, apparently. Hmm. Well, let's see. So if I did this, no longer paper. There we go. So I now have a paper layer. There it is. And now I can make this visible. Start tracing. See how that works. Can you imagine, like, this is still 23%, 25%, and then you just get up here, and it's like, oh, crazy. Drawing on this layer, and then I do this. Okay, nope, that works. Yeah, let's do that. Oh man, that's right. I had to do it this way. There's 25%. Can I see everything? Pretty well. Oh my god, she has lace on. I'm so glad I chose an easy, a very easy uh model indeed. So, yep, that's that's that. Right. So, as my study is that red? Oh, because I made it red. Because I'm foolish. All right. Yeah, this is kind of what we're gonna do now. We're gonna make this black, darker than black. Okay. Yeah, it's only quarter after 15. Jesus. Mary and Joseph. Only quarter after 5. So let's shoot for. I mean, we never know. I don't know. Let's just stop talking and start doing. Really. That's actually what just has to happen. All right, finally, we are in the zone. So, looking at this, the hair is like that. It comes back. I mean, okay. It's actually going to be. There we go. I can do that. Great. Yeah. No. Let's see how well I do on tracing. Because we have a form, we have a torso. Okay, we have, and the thing is, what I'd actually really like to do, the true test of all of this is that it's going to be, oops, the true test is going to be, can I fill in the blank, right? Can I eventually start a whole new thing and then draw the hands up here? Can I draw the legs down here? Am I able to do that? Because we have everything we need. It's like math. It's like once you have, that the thigh and the leg, is equal to X, and where the torso is like X times 1.2 or something, and then you can figure that out. Oh shit, mushrooms. Okay, yeah. Again, now it's kind of just figuring out what to do, really. Um, yeah, might as well start with a face. I mean, we're trying to draw faces here anyway. So, actually, I want to just take one more look, one more gander. Yeah, it's not the highest quality because couldn't have the highest quality, but you can see that you might be able to see the other eye, but we're gonna leave that out because Lord knows I'm just gonna give her a black eye, and that's not good. So yeah, let's just go in. That actually looks like hair, which is actually perfect for me. So yeah, let's just start with a nose. There's that. We have a nose right here. No. Okay, we have to all of my oops, no. Confident strokes right here. Not bad. There we go. Soften that up. I was drawing on the wrong. There we go. Wild. Okay, yeah. Now let's try this again. An eraser. That's more like it. A bit. Okay. So you know I've done bad. You'll know I've done bad if she looks ugly. Because she is such a beautiful woman. And that's, again, that's another point of reference. It's like, I'll know that I did good. Because if she looks beautiful in the drawing, then then that then that's, then she looks beautiful. No, come on, Lasty. There we go. Um, Smooth that out there. So again, it's just trying to figure out like how the heck does this even work? How do you even go about it? Right? Once you have, you think hair, right? And you look at like real life drawings of people and it's like, well, how do you do that? Like, how do I get this to look nice? And so actually I can see two things. I can actually see two things. I can see a strong line going out. And then I'll do that. So that'll be one strand of hair. And then I can see another strong line right here. This will be the second strand of hair. And then there's this line, right? And that comes up like so, not terribly. Okay. There we go. And then this will have to come down like that. One more strand of hair coming down. That, and then if I do this, I can see what's going on a bit. If I were to do another strand, it would probably be right there. Yeah, it's actually too stiff, so it's actually good that I did that. Actually, I'll keep that. That's why it looks stiff, because it's all like a one-to-one. We'll keep that for now. Ah. Okay, and so now we have another. Let's connect that so that happens. Now we have another strand here. We have another strand here and another strand there. And this has to go. This has to form this body. So we have to do something like this, something like. There it is. Something like that. Something like that. And then she has this going. So we have to do this piece of hair, and then this piece is from underneath. And all of this is coming up and off. And this is going down. And this goes around. So what it's looking like. That's good. Okay, so we need some body here. We need some body there. And then this goes down the scalp. And so we're gonna need some little bit right there, and then one more right there. Here, actually, well, really, we can take this hair line it up. Like that there. Line that up. And then we have and we can just do like a little thing here. All right. So the hair is coming off the neck. Oh, that's not like that. And we need to define her jaw. That's better. And then we need to show some body here. And now this is going to be wild. I need to draw the eye. Without it looking bad. And this is going to be ooh. Brother, ooh. Ooh, what's that, brother? Okay. Um, kind of like just adding like even more. We can do something like this. Something like that. This. eyes forward. So I'm gonna need a line right there, right there, and that's too bright. That's too sharp. I'm gonna need something like. And now I can actually do a little something like this. And then I'm gonna need to shade God because there's no actual solid line. It's just this right here. So now this has to be shadow too, in order for this to make sense. That's a bummer because anyway, um, during this, put that there. I have to make sure this line goes right there. I think I did it right. Yeah, I did. Is that a rabbit's foot? Could be. But then her hair comes down like that. Oh, okay. Next. So comes off on the shoulder. The arm. So there's muscle right there. And there. Like that. So this is going to be just all confidence. Right. Right here. All confidence. Once again, full on confidence. Oh, I see what it is. Duration. Okay, this actually helps. So we gotta go. So we can just fill in the blank, right? Full confidence right here. That's that. This goes right into the strap. And now we just have to do. Oh, Jesus. Like there's design work all in this, and it's beautiful. Can I even do it? Not really. I mean, it goes essentially just goes like this. Just full confidence right here. All right. So strong component is already. Oh my goodness. Oh, this longer than I thought. Longer than I thought, but it'll be nice to see what I can. I mean, Jesus goodness, I can do because this is again, this is the whole point. Like being able to draw a human. Like this is it, clothes and all. So this is literally end game right here. How this has to work. So boom, goes like that. We have oh, started or drawing the ruffles, I guess, later. But now, later. Full on confidence right there. Okay, we gotta go here, we gotta go there, we gotta go right up there. Boom, connected. Okay, and then we just keep going. One is way. Ooh, as soon as I say something. Oh, this is way easier than the other side. There, and we'll do a little of this. Might be able to get a little something else here out of that. All right. And then we have to do this and this. That's too bright. And this, all of this, right there. That there's nothing greater on that than just showing something like right there. Not this. Yep, I knew it. So the elbow, like right here. And I just need to go. There we go. Okay, now there's mad foreshortening or forelonging that's in the back, right? Either way, that arm has to go here. This arm is going back, and we're about to get to the hand. We need to have lines going in, at least there. That's good. Once more. One more line should do it. And without color, you're not going to be able to differentiate that. Yep. So far, so good. So as the arms, like there's if I were to put my hands behind my head, as the cops would ask, I mean, we're looking at the bicep, right? I mean, granted, this is a female arm and mine not a female arm. So, I mean, I just need to, again, something like that. You know, we just gotta figure out, gotta deal with it. Um, all right, we're almost done. All of that lace, all of the lace is just really there. Now it's just smooth sailing. A little bit more lace towards the bottom, but then it's a smooth cloth. Actually, yeah, no, yeah, yeah. So this lace we can actually see pretty well. I still can't really read out the design. I mean, there's like line. I'm gonna assume they're flowers, but yeah. We're just gonna have to go with it. So this runs like this up there, and then runs here. Full confidence on this one right here. Another full confidence on this one. A bit more. Okay, look at that. Get the outline. Almost there. Once more. Really? Let's go, Agua. Okay. I don't know if that's. I don't know what my brain is seeing. It's just like YOLO, I guess. But I think that is what it is because it goes out, it fluffs out. And now I just need to put the design in. So, well, first off, though, there's this. So that can change. And then I need to go full confidence right here. Um, Full confidence. Look at that. You know what? We're gonna have to make this design all our own. Pretty. We're tight. Full confidence running up there. Full confidence. Go. No, that was bad. Once more. Once more. There we go. For your life. One more. There we go. Not quite. Okay. Do I do that? Do I do it? This, do I draw in the, yes. And then we do this full confidence. Boom. Just a little on the outside, eh? Nope. Oh. Full confidence. Full confidence. Right there. That connects that. Have a little lace going right here. All right. Oh no. Okay, I need to remember to keep. I mean, just I don't even have music right now. I don't even have background music. I really should have background music. But, for now, I guess it's just gonna be me talking. Right? All right, we gotta do full confidence right here. Oh no. You just gotta go. There we are. A little bit. This is where my circles come in handy. Of course. You'll wanna make it perfect. Just a little bit. Oop. Little bit. Na, 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 na. Ow. I'm sure you heard all that. No, okay. Ready, continue full confidence. Ready, ready, no, once more, no. Ah, we're almost done. Full confidence, right there. And now we just gotta go full confidence. Ready. Da, 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 da. Not too shabby, but right there. I don't think I can actually post this because of the nature of it all. But would like to at least. Oh no. That's good to know. Somehow I moved it. Very strange. Oh, yep. We have the rip bone. Of course, that's part of shading, so which I don't know how to do. And last but not least, we have a chair. A lovely chair. The damn thing about this, because it's a chair, you'll know my shoddy lines are going to be just. They're going to show up a lot right there. Yeah. But hey, what are you gonna do? Ba-bum. Full confidence. Full confidence 2. Full confidence 3. Am I gonna have to erase? All right, we're almost done with share. I think with that, I think we're nope. One more line separates me. Victory. Gotta reset that. Nope. Nope. Ready? Full confidence. No, that's not bad. There it is. The hair does have to change a bit. All right. Okay. So I need to. What do I need to work? Well, everything. Literally everything. But what do I got? Legs. I need to work on the definition of the legs. So hopefully I can, make those fuller. Like right here. Like it's works. It literally is, but I feel that I can make that transition better. Make it fuller in the leg. Um, put more detail. Put more detail, like with my imagination, but that'll come in time. So I'm not gonna beat myself up too much on that. Now, again, it's the I got the primary lines going good. I've even able to get some of the lips in. I was happy that I can get done. There, broke that up a bit with the lines so it doesn't look too blocky. But again, yeah, that's gonna be a whole another can of worms. But yeah. Did I truly capture her beauty? No. Am I going to anytime soon? No. But this was fun. It's been a while since I like traced anything. It's honestly been a while since I've done art on anything. But hey, here we are, right? And this is honestly just to do just that, just to get the lines flowing, see what it actually looks like. Because like we can just assume that things happen and muscle is where it should be and skin moves as it does, but until you actually like draw it and you look at it from a real person, it's like, oh, okay, like that's not how it is at all. So yeah, I'm glad I was able to do this. All right, it took a hot minute, but all right, now now the fun part begins where I get to. I don't, ooh. Oh no, I do need that. So yeah, we're gonna have to just get it going again. We'll see how well I'm gonna so the whole the part of the test is to see. Okay, so there's actually gonna be the nose. The nose is a strong line that I can maintain. So we're gonna keep the nose. You know what? Just to keep my spirits up and to laugh at the overall. Oh my god, her mouth is open. Oops. So that changes everything. Now that happens. Also, I need to erase this line. Confidence. Nope. Confidence. Oh, that's gonna be bad. Oh, that's not bad. Not the worst. All right. Oh, that's gonna be. Those are gonna be the only lines. They're gonna be everything else. I'm just gonna erase or vanish out, completely vanish out. I'm gonna press this button right here, and we're gonna go. It's going to be bad. Oh god. Yeah. I'm probably gonna like I mean I no way can remember the full pose, but so I will be able so I will look into it, like look back into it. But I can't any line that I put down I can't really erase. Because I will be erasing lines, definitely, but yep, that's the only part of it. It'll be erased. Now it's up to me to put it all together. And actually, I have enough time. I mean, maybe this is gonna be for when I get back, because I do have to leave. And we've been going for 3 hours. So yeah, that'll be actually the I'll do this when I get back. So, all right. Fantastic. We got well, I need to rename these layers. I don't know how. I'm sure it's as simple as right click rename. Duplicate, delete section, convert lines, file. Ruler frame. Oh no! I got rid of my line. Didn't I? I did. Good. Alright, confidence. Confidence. Let's go. This is such a hard line. I did it. It's round right here. As the nose should be. Okay, layer information cannot be maintained if you save a layer in this format. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Well, I'm sure that means everything, and it's going to save perfectly, and there's going to be nothing wrong. Alright, so this is Agua signing off. This has been fun. I'm glad I could do this. So thanks for joining me for drawing circles for about 30 minutes, and then still not drawing heads or faces. We will do that again. Or not the circles, we'll draw faces. But until then, I will be back. I'll be back later. I do need some sleep, though. I'm gonna get tired eventually. But till then, for anyone who finds this here at whatever point, you know, so hope you enjoyed. Hope it was fun. Or if anything, was a prime second monitor entertainment. I'm going to be back later, but until then, you know, have a great day. I wish you well, and I wish you love. Take care.